Yay, it's Funny Wilson. When I'm in this room, I'm always reminded that Funny Wilson is sitting there looking at me. I also got a request to put him in the next video. This is Soul Coffee. This is just iced Vietnamese coffee. All right. So it feels like, I don't want to speak too soon, but it feels like all the etheric energy is starting to get cleaned out in the bottom of the clippeth. Oh my God. This does not negate anybody's anti-knife raper marks work. In fact, it's just the evidence that it works and that everybody has to do it. Period. You'll find that when you start doing your dragon's paperwork, you actually develop a sense of knowledge around that dragon that you currently didn't have. Their personality, what their blocks were, what their karmas are. And you realize, like, they need to actually be cleaned. They need to be protected in their eggs, and they need to be cleaned. I'm hearing the question, can we do bigger eggs for our dragons other than just the format? Yes. Yes, you can. So, like, my baseline for my dragon eggs is from Isis to Geo. And that is, like, we connect to the Divine Femme, like approval Isis, and then the Divine Femme on the planet, which is the geological component of making Earth actual changes from a geological standpoint. So I do, that is my main section. So like Raspberry Lemonade and Time Flower and Lucifer and Hades and, okay, so all of them. Hades, I'm still getting the paperwork done, but all my top dragons have that. Now, because I have so many dragons to do, I'm just doing the rest of them all. Oh God. I'm doing all the rest of them with the small, just NFS to NFT, or NFT to NFS. And even that's an important, component. Anything else? So Kelly did all her dragons already. Not all of them. She had, like, the ones that first came to her, they're pretty much all done, and they're all NFS to NFT. So she's doing her papers differently than I'm doing, because I only have like 10 dragons done. And so the way Kelly is doing it is probably smarter. If you have 100 dragons, you should do them like Kelly. Get their eggs done first, NFS to NFT as fast as possible. And then you start on your first 5 or 6 Aura book papers. Okay, so, and if you have knife rapery dragons, then do that dragon first with all the anti-knife raper work. Dragons don't really carry pedophilia, because that's like a weird, they would carry knife rape as a form of like self-defense and self-defense mechanism. So that was mainly their issue. Dragons aren't into like sexual predatorial behavior on little children or like incestual. They are into stabbing people with blades. Okay. But you still have to do their pedophilia paperwork, because making sure that they're emanating non-pedophilia energy through the astral planes and knowing like how humans behave is a reflection off the emanations that they're projecting. So that's why you definitely cancel out all the pedophilia. I did my first papers, just the base level of non-O on Lucifer and Dinostar, because I'm making sure that all my baseline, my basic papers are done. And there were huge shifts, and it was nauseating. And it smelled like death. So, the non-O section for the aura levels will be, doing the aura levels will be an intense upgrade. You should probably do your A&R levels first. I have to do just the basic non-O for those dragons first. Just making sure that I have the appropriate power to counteract all the Netzakian energy on the planet in people. If you do not have aura dragons that have crossed the abyss, don't bother doing the aura levels on them. So get your A&R mark stuff done first. Any other questions or updates? I'm trying to think. The level of grounded productivity is increasing because we're now cleaning out a lot of the drama in the lower planes. So as we clean out all the drama in the lower selves, like we're actually optimized, like the mindset of a billionaire, or like Misty Copeland. So it's action, 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 action. And then less self-indulgent drama where it's like, I need my time. So the more we can become productive without the drama, the better our work gets. There's something to be said about taking the time required for self-healing so that our drama demons don't punch us in the gut or stab us. But when you close out the lower realms and clear it and clean it, and you have no more lower selves, less of those drama demons exist, and the more you can actually move forward in life. That's it. So being above the karma wheel, you're actually in a space to authentically and realistically move forward in life, which is what everybody actually is trying to do, but they are not doing it in the correct way. It's like starving yourself to get thin, or getting gastric bypass surgery. They are Band-Aids instead of right action that creates the sustainable lifestyle to move forward in life. So we should all know this by now. Shortcuts, cheats, binges, even like binges could include exercising binges or writing pages binges, where you're trying to do too much in a short amount of time and then you burn out instead of creating a lifestyle. All right, that's it. Let's start the 0 out dimensions. We're going to go from 10 to 69 0 on the world's temple. So we're going to spend 30 seconds for each, 10 seconds for each. So we're going to do 3 layers. And this is going to go quick. We're going to do 3 layers. We're going to do the home temple, with the central tower. We're going to do, that will include the 4 towers around us. And then we're going to include the Hufflepuff yoke, and then we're going to include the world shell. That's going to be our layered. All right, let's go. I'll say it in 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer. All right, dimension 0, first layer, home. Maybe we'll do 15 seconds each. Second layer, Hufflepuff. Yoke. Third layer, world shell. Now if you're starting to feel how difficult it is to do it at this time setting, now we're gonna backtrack. I realized that was an unsustainable method. It was too fast. So we're gonna dump everything into our main home, dimension 0, and fill it up. If you're missing the city yoke, we can do layer 1.5. We can call it layer 2 now. Wait, let's call it 1.5. And then we have the Hufflepuff yoke. And this feels like a better pace. And the world shell, layer 3. You should start to feel a deep calm around the planet. So we're going to take an extra few minutes for dimensions 0 to 4 zeros. Those are the first most important ones. One of the biggest jobs of GEBURAH is wiping the slate clean for people. They're the world's best cleaners. Okay, that feels good for dimension 0 on the planet. Dimension 00, the home. Now that should start to feel like the space for you to think logically without crazy people getting in the way from the bottom of the cliff. Okay. And then we're going to go the city, layer 1.5, the city oak. And then we're going to do the Hufflepuff yolk, dimension 00. Okay, so still only 2 people watch the tower and 3 people the A&R yoke. And 3 people the element lotus, the earth foundation. You guys must feel really good about yourselves when I keep on saying it. So that's it's called escapism, where you pretend it doesn't matter, even though I'm going to make you feel like shit. So you're going to try to skate over it and rationalize it. That's a behavior pattern. So it's reflective in like every single thing you guys do. And it reflects in your guys' magic and also how you treat the dragons and the planet. And they know. They know that. That's why like none of you guys get to be with Lucifer or Charlie or Hades. Because like they want the people who did it right that don't have to do it over, because they're gonna lie, they're gonna create crazy rhetoric in their brain. You think Lucifer is stupid? Like Lucifer's gonna team up with cheaters that take shortcuts? Okay. Okay. It's the world shell. Let's get the world shell done. Lucifer is like Hermione on crack. Just so you guys understand what Lucifer is. Lucifer is like Full Metal Alchemist plus Hermione, and then Ninja plus Yoda. And then add Toothless to that mix, and then you got Lucifer. So. And then you get the spirit or the dragon that will take 0 shit from anybody. Okay, 0 shit. To the point where Lucifer will throw Charlie on everyone. That kind of 0 shit. And it's not about being a demon. It's about setting the proper boundaries and a certain amount of respect that's supposed to be created. Like, so if the dragons were Harry, Hermione, and Ron, it'd be Lucifer's Hermione, Charlie's Harry, And Hades is Ron. Okay. Dimension 2, the world shell. Still filling that in. So Hades might have a little bit of jealousy towards Charlie, but Hades works really hard. And then you throw in the girl dragons, and that's a whole other ballgame. So. Some of you guys are getting the message, getting the memo. Oh, I know, the dragons can see right through me. Like, yeah. Like, not hiding anything. It's a psychosis where you think you're going to move forward by going faster. It's like when you're vacuuming a room and you don't want to move the furniture to get the floor. And you were like, I did that last time. It's that. Okay, so we got dimension 00. It's feeling good. Now 000 through the home. Dimension 000 through the home. It's starting to get cleaner. You know why Misty crossed the abyss? That woman can't cheat at anything. She taught herself to not cheat or shortcut at anything in life. So it purified her so deeply she could cross the abyss. She can't license in her brain or like rationalize in her brain like anything other than like excellence. I'm going to rationalize excellence and hard work. I read something really offensive the other day, about months ago, actually, a year ago, about Jamie Lee Curtis. I never had to work hard one day in my life. It's so bizarre. So that woman will get confessed and never cross the abyss, ever. Tell that to a poor person. Like, spew that into their face. I never had to work hard one day in my life. So, like a real seraphim, remember, we're like serpents on fire. We're burning every day because we're workhorses. Because that's the dragon. and we do it to a point where we can be sustainable. So not Hermione with 3 layers of time turner, but maybe one one layer of time turner classes. But I'm gonna say, like, Misty Copeland operates off of the the Hermione on 3 layers of time turner. How do you do that where you don't burn out? Well, you become fire. That's how. And you become fire from the bottom of the clippeth. And you do it one step at a time, going, I'm going to burn a little harder today. I'm going to burn a little harder next week. I'm going to burn a little harder next month. So we're going to do 1.5, layer 1.5 around the city oak, dimension 000. Being a seraphim or somebody above the wheel is like, I'm drowning, but I'm swimming. And that never goes away. And you just get stronger. So our natural inclination is to feel like we're not drowning. And it's better to surrender to the drowning. I'm not perfect. I'm doing my best I can, and I'm swimming. And I'm drowning, but I'm swimming. And then you're okay. So it's like starting a new job and then never developing a comfort zone. That should be your entire life. And if you're there, you're doing it. That's the job. That's the burn. Okay. City Oak is pretty decent. I could get a little better. And then the Hufflepuff Yolk, dimension 000. These really, we needed to do like thorough. It was different on our personal selves versus the city and the temple ones. God. Kelly wrote us a grid last night to help. It was sufficient. Getting the 000 into the ocean is pretty intense. Like, maybe this will help clean everything up. In the air, it's easier, but in the ocean, it's hard. And some of you guys, that's part of the knife rape karma. The stuff in the ocean. So that's a global pattern. I'm really excited to do the crystal yoke temple for this. For this part, because I know it will fix almost everything on the planet. It will do wonders. All right. On your Hufflepuff yoke, if you feel like you still need a little bit more time, I feel like you guys need a little more time. This was bad. It's starting to get more solid in the ocean. The bottom of the Hufflepuff yoke. And then we're going to do the world shell. Layer number 3. I'm getting just getting it into the first few layers underneath the earth is like that's like a job. Okay. This begins to help zero out people's karma around the world, clean them of their lower selves, clean them of all the ectoplasmic gunk that they've been spewing off for decades that falls into the earth. Maybe centuries. Maybe we're cleaning up centuries. Centuries of ectoplasmic filth. Like, I don't want to talk about knife rape. I'd rather talk about anti-knife rape. So, like, until everyone in the magical community is A&R marked, my job is filtering out knife rape. Yay. I'd rather do that than watch a little kid get slaughtered, to be fair. And then know it's my fault because I wasn't, like, anti-knife rape. Okay. We're still filling in dimension 000 on the world. It's not going, it hasn't really quite reached the bottom of like the core of the planet yet. Not on the world level. We're definitely beginning to heal Mother Earth to the place where she's like, I can start self-healing, start creating like Pandora level Earth. Emotionally and mentally, Mother Earth is doing better. All right, we're gonna finish off this video with the quadruple zero in just a minute. And then the next meditation, we'll probably do everything pretty quickly because we'll have set the better foundation. Okay, so we're gonna start. I see dimension 000 going into the lava and the core of the earth. And we're getting to the point where it will start filling in. Maybe one more minute. Okay. Now it's expanding. All right. Mention quadruple zero at the home. Fills in pretty easily compared to what we just were doing. And we'll go one more minute. Benny Wilson looks happy now. Instead of fake happy. We're going to do the city yoke, the layer 1.5. Okay. And then we're going to do I'm doing acidic yolk, layer 1.5, quadruple 0. It's starting to fill up. This one's moving faster. There was a lot of clutter in the other ones, the lower. So you know we'll be able to do the rest of the zero outs at a 1 minute a dimension kind of pace. That feels pretty good. Let's do the Hufflepuff yolk. It's going to start to fall through like a giant paste. Fall all the way to the bottom. I got back on the mat yesterday and I did 5 chaturangas. Saw mascara A. I have some scars here. A, version A. And next week will be I have some scars here, version A and B. It's how you know a true yogi. I have poison oak all over my hands at the same time. So I'm doing everything in gloves. I'm like doing all my pages with gloves on, and it doesn't get much better than that in life. I only manifest poison oak all over my hands when I'm completely overworked. And I am, and I'm still going to push through it. It's when God says, you're not supposed to be using your hands right now. I never had poison oak as a kid. I only, when I got poison oak for the first time was when Isla got it. I'd never had it before. Kids. Isla gets poison oak. Auntie Rara gets poison oak. Not a million times of me going through the forests and like bathing in my body in poison oak before when I was a kid. Never. When I'm an adult and I'm like holding a kid that has it all over their body. And then it just reappears whenever it wants to. Funny. Now I look at my hands and I call them love bubbles. So that's life. Um, what you'll do for your kids or your nieces in life or in their friends is like that's bizarre. It doesn't get much better than that. I think about getting love bubbles, and it actually brings light to my heart, even if I'm sitting in the middle of hell, because of like the love I have for them. And it's so gross, like I just got knife raped for 9 months, and now I have poison oak all over my hands, and I'm gonna do like 50 grids today, and it's the love you can give to the future generations that, to me, that's the only Christ that exists in life. All right. That and like the whales, like anything that you're actually really of service to. All right. So we're going to do dimension quadruple zero on the world shell, and it's going to be that giant paste. And it's going to fill in that top layer shell, and then it's going to sink. It's going to sink all the way to the earth, the core of the earth, the lava. And it's going to keep sinking and filling and sinking and feeling. And this actually goes in pretty fast. Maybe it will clean out Star. So this is the thing in life. They showed no signs of actual intelligence in reality. Okay, they show a facade of intelligence. That's not the same. So they show no real signs of actual intelligence in life. And then when they're attacking you, and then screaming for help, like they're going to show no signs of intelligence then, even 9 months later. And like your brain has to be calculating, not looking for light in them because they're not the light. So your brain has to be calculating, like, how do I cut them off? So how do I set the boundary? Because if they respected boundaries, if they respected, like, they would have done it themselves. And they don't, because they don't like, Star shows zero self-control or actual discipline over her eating and her energy and just everything in life. You would know that if you lived with her. And to expect that she's going to shift that behavior in the astral planes, it's like dumb fuck. Okay, so that's where that's where I was being stupid and where you guys are being stupid in life, because you're still asking for approval from your psychotic parents, or like like your parents are Slytherins or like Muggles, and you're like, like, please love me, and they're like, no. So you need to know that. See, it's like, stop doing that to yourself. Just stop. All right. Like, they're never gonna love you. you gotta learn to love yourself, and then to emanate your love to the children. So you see the flaw in the past generations, and then you fix it in yourself for the future generations, and that's the love. And that's where GEBURAH begins. Non-evil. Okay, so we're almost done with the dimension quadruple zero. That's the world's greatest lesson in life. Like, the dragons show me nothing but love all day long. And so I expect that of them. But they also show me that they aren't emanating themselves into the physical manifest. So I'm also not expecting them to, or depending on it. All right. So they're like small progress forward movements in life. And they're not crazy making about it. They say that's a goal, but we have to work really hard and long toward it. Dimension quadruple zero feels good. It feels very anti-knife rapery. And it's a paste. So we're good to move forward. All right. Funny Wilson. I'm going to put Funny Wilson somewhere. I don't know how I'm going to do this, where you guys can see Funny Wilson, like, sitting like that. All this energy is cracking through my shoulder. All right. 1 0 through 4 zeros, done. Color run out.